Hello and welcome to the final weekly news bulletin. I'm your anchor Angie Mohib, and for today's show we have an array of topics ranging from the Omar al-Fayoumi art exhibition, the Ramadan controversy on campus, to the AUC athletics banquet. Also joining us in the studio for our interview segment will be End Verbal Violence campaign leader Adham. The AUC Athletics Office recently hosted the first ever Eagles Banquet Awards to celebrate this year's student athletes. Students from all teams attended. The Athletics Office refurbished the R-Talk Sports Court into a full banquet event. Graduating athletes were all honored and thanked for their years of service and dedication to their team. Additionally, each team's most valuable player was awarded, as well as Team of the Year, Athlete of the Year, Sportsmanship Awards, and Scholar Athlete Awards for the student athletes with the highest GPA. President Richard Oney, Vice President Dina Borei, and Dean George Marquis, along with the athletics director Bob Rieso, were also in attendance to give out the award.
I think if you look at the kids' faces when they go in, they're all smiling, aren't they? They can't wait to get on the red carpet and get their picture taken. And we're giving out great awards. Every senior will get an award, MVP awards, which are Eagle Award winners. We're of the year, the team of the year. So I think it'll be, and the food will be good because student athletes love to eat. I think it's going to be a great event.
This event was created after President Richard Oney requested for the athletics program at AUC to have a more American approach to doing things. The athletics office hopes that this will be an annual event that student athletes can look forward to at the end of every year. Last Monday, April 6th, the American University's Communication and Media Arts students presented their capstone projects at AUC New Cairo's Bartlett Plaza during Assembly Hour. A group of 5 students did a campaign called Bibasota, which tackles overconsumption within Egyptian homes, including everything from clothes to food, and promoted minimalism as an alternative to it. The group explained to the people how consumption has a negative effect socially, economically, and environmentally.
Okay, so Bubasata is basically our graduation project, and what it is, it's an awareness campaign that aims to promote a more minimalistic lifestyle that sort of discourages the idea of overconsumption and the culture of overconsumption that we have established over the years in Egypt.
The group presented some thrifted items from Al Wakala and displayed them next to their booth in the plaza to expose people to the different alternatives. A lot of people came, tried the items on, and took pictures with them. Boxes from donations from the people will go to charity. The American University in Cairo's Tahrir Cultural Center hosts the 40 Years Omar al-Fayoumi exhibition at the Margot Vaillant Gallery. The exhibition starts from April 16 and it ends on May 14. Al-Fayoumi's exhibition contains a wide variety of contemporary art that the artist showcases through portraits, drawings, and sculptures. His portraits contain nude paintings, wood paintings, and he uses places that the viewer can relate to. Also, he uses paintings to elaborate on the inner state of mind that a person connects to.
The artifacts on display are really amazing. They are well detailed. There is a wide variety of content, which actually shows the ability of the artist to make drawings come to life.
Al-Fayoumi was born in 1957, and his portraits have an ancient and soulful setting, which takes its viewer straight into the heart of Egypt. This is through his techniques of mixing the Fayoum style of painting and the modern colors and techniques. Students raised concerns about the food outlets on campus. This is due to claims that a wide majority of outlets have chosen not to operate during the daytime in lieu of the holy month of Ramadan. A post by AUC student Dina Adel on the Facebook group Rate AUC Professors has garnered a lot of attention from other members of the community. Adel complained that she was unable to find any proper food or water on campus because most outlets were either closed or were not offering enough products. Commenters included non-Muslim as well as non-fasting Muslim students who suggested taking the issue up with the food service office.
I wish all the celebrants happy Ramadan, but as the campus is home for a diverse population of students, it is important to keep in mind those who do not really fast and to keep options for them. Many of them rely on the food outlets on campus. Like myself, I only rely on the food outlets on campus since I'm living alone and I'm an international student. It's my only option to eat, and I find it inconvenient to find food outlets empty of any workers or any food. Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, other students have argued that the reason why food outlets have chosen not to operate is merely financial. This is because business is usually expected to slow down considerably before iftar. Currently operating food outlets include Cilantro, Formula Wonderful, Abella, and TBS. On Tuesday, May 7th, the Malak Gabr Theater hosted an awards ceremony to honor the academic and extracurricular excellency of students attending the School of Humanities and Social Sciences. The Dean of HUS, Robert Switzer, handed awards to graduate and undergraduate students majoring in arts, political sciences, history, and many more, finally awarding 46 students. Switzer emphasized that as the world around us acquires more technology, communities will be in dire need of people capable of understanding political, social, and cultural contexts.
So it's been 4 years in the HUS school, human science school, and after these 4 years of really trying to find a path for myself and understand what really interests me in university, I'm glad that I received an award because of my achievements in this school. It really offered me a great opportunity to expand my horizon, and I'm glad that they see in me a potential.
In addition to the 46 students, honors have been given to retiring faculty members like Faiza Heikal, Amira Agamiya, and Stephen Nimis, all of whom had an immense impact on AUC by their relentless dedication. AUC alumni are finalizing the celebration of the AUC Centennial celebrations with many interesting activities on Tahrir campus. Many AUC alumni gathered during this celebration with the aim of remembering their memories and having fun together, which made the event extra special. One of the ways of having fun was the karaoke machine, where attendees were singing and enjoyed performing on the stage in front of others.
This is an event for celebrating 100 years of AUC. It's a centennial. And we're taking the span of the fashion right from 1919 to 2019. That's one thing. Another thing is we have a fashion show. The other thing is also we have an art exhibition. And in the meantime, we have karaoke and a lot of fun with the entertainment.
المفروض الايفنت دي من سلسله ايفنتات بنعملها during the whole year علشان نحتفل بالسنتينيال بتاع الاي اس سي مرور 100 عام على الجامعه. الثيم بتاع السنتينيال ده ان احنا الجامعه بقى لها 100 سنه، يعني عاصرت 20s 30s 60s and 70s. So we're trying to wear different costumes عشان to express المرحله اللي عدت فيها الاي اس سي طول السنين.
They also held a fashion show for AUC alumni women to have fun using different models and styles that were trends through the 100 years of the AUC journey. On Saturday, April 13th, the employment fair took place at AUC New Campus in Our Talk Sports Court from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The fair is a one-day recruiting event that provides a forum for cultivating productive relationships between AUC graduates and undergraduates with the corporate world. Companies registered in the employment fair, such as Nestle and Vodafone, were assigned booths in the new campus as a guide for AUC in seeking employment and vacant positions.
So visiting the employment fair was a very good experience, I guess, because as a graduating senior, I really need to get out there and join the job market. And it sort of gave me an idea of what my options are out there. And so what I did is that I just went around and to all the employers that were available, and I asked around, I saw what kind of opportunities they had, and I sent in my CV, and hopefully I'll be hearing back from any of them, but yeah.
The event allowed participating companies the opportunity to build their image on campus among a qualified pool of AUC students and alumni. That was all for our new weekly news bulletin, but stay tuned for our interview with End Verbal Violence campaign leader Aya Hazza. Hello and welcome back to AUCTV. My name is Inji Mohib, and joining me today is the End Verbal Violence campaign leader, Aya Hazza. Thank you for joining us today, Aya.
Thank you for having me.
So Aya, you're a graduating senior, and you decided to do your end-of-year project about the end verbal violence for your capstone. So can you tell me a little bit about how the idea came to be and what inspired it?
Okay, well, we were trying to think as a group about an idea that is much needed today in society and something that hasn't been really addressed in our Egyptian society. And through conducting some research, we realized that actually emotional abuse has not been surveyed or conducted any studies about at all. So we wanted to shed some light that there are certain types of bullying that are not addressed, and not all abuse is physical. So we just wanted to shed the light and introduce a new concept so that people are more aware of the types of abuse.
So you mentioned the idea of emotional abuse. So what exactly constitutes as emotional or verbal abuse to you?
Well, the basic definition of it would be that any harm that you aim to do intentionally to the person in front of you. So anything that is not physical in its form. So anything that you try to say just to put the other person in front of you down in order to gain a personal outcome of it for your own benefit. So basically taking people for granted, or giving them the silence treatment, or telling them that if you don't do this, I'm going to end my relationship with you. These are all things that constitute under emotional abuse.
So silent treatment, so like emotional abuse could also be nonverbal, is what you're trying to say?
Exactly. The whole idea is that anything that you do intentionally without any physical contact with the person. So anything that you do, even like passive aggressiveness, can be considered a type of emotional abuse. Like I said, the silent treatment is considered an emotional abuse because you are causing pain to the person in front of you, you are causing distress, you are causing traumas to the person in front of you that could lead to something that actually results in an equivalent to physical pain.
All right, so how would you begin to approach an idea like this? I want to know exactly how you're going about the awareness campaign. So it's basically online for the most part, is that correct?
Yeah, well, the majority of it is online, that's right. But we try to reach through different platforms. We have a Facebook account and an Instagram and Twitter as well. Through Facebook, we have it mainly visual. We have the interactions with people. Instagram, we have it with the like the conducted surveys and everything. We try to reach out to our audience, and people are actually reaching out and asking about like what to do and stuff. Twitter is basically for the hashtag because we're aiming to have the hashtag trend, which is you can't see it but. So people are basically going in and using this hashtag to fill in their own personal experience. On ground, we had an on-ground campaign that we basically distributed packs to create a sort of awareness that showing that you need to take care of yourself before aiming to take care of anyone else, and that was the main goal behind it, just to remind people that there is a certain agenda or a certain limit that you have to put yourself in when dealing with other people, and to learn what should be regarded as accepted and what should not be regarded as accepted.
All right, so finally, I'd like to ask you, what do you hope to achieve through your awareness campaign?
Well, the main ultimate goal is that we hopefully one day will end verbal violence and people will just live in a utopia without annoying each other. But obviously that's a very far-fetched goal. So for the meantime, we have more realistic goals, which is we want to introduce the concept to Egyptian society. And what we found now for the meantime is that people are actually associating themselves with emotional abuse and the End Verbal Violence campaign, but they didn't know how to define it. Mm-hmm. So they're coming in and like the certain examples that we put out on social media and stuff, they go, yeah, I actually relate to this in a certain extent. I did not realize I was being abused. Some people actually reached out and said, I did not even know that I was the abuser in this relationship, whether it's a friendship or a parenthood or even like a romantic relationship. So the main goal is just to make people aware, like whether or not you want to do something about it, but at least you know that it exists. At least you know that this is a type of abuse, and at least you know that you need to stop doing a certain action, whether you're doing it or whether you're on the receiving end.
Well, it sounds like a very important issue, and it sounds like a very deep issue, especially in the Egyptian society. So I really hope all the best for you, and for you to be able to get your message across, and to at the very least try to start a conversation about verbal violence in Egypt. But that's all the time that we have for today. So thank you so much, Aya.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and that will be it for our interview today. I've been your anchor, Angie Mohib. Thank you so much for watching.